about time. It's time to get that Amazon game back on track. And hang on, where's this thing?
Live from the Anajar and Levine Accident
There we
Attorney
go. There it
Studios.
is.
The man, your man could smell it.
Theo
that's how you do
Dorsey is theoretically speaking.
But are you a different animal and the same beast?
Streaming live on YouTube.
You're gonna break up with me because of what I do on the radio?
Here's Theo Dorsey.
Mike Rizzo filling in for Theo Dorsey. Christian Cat behind the glass. We are, theoretically speaking. We'll be hearing from Jonathan Zaslow coming up at 2:30, and we got Todd Fleming, my guy, Todd Fleming, the executive director of the Cognizant Classic, joining us in hour number 2. Action-packed show, and as I mentioned, a really good Thursday night football game. And I'm hoping we are going to get back on track because those games have been damn near unwatchable throughout the entire year. We'll break that one down. Playoff implications, division implications. Is Darnold going to get it done? Is this going to be the Sam Darnold where you see throw 4 touchdowns against the Commanders? Or is it going to be the Darnold that has thrown multiple interceptions? Matthew Stafford, MVP. Lot to discuss there. But we are live, folks, theoretically speaking. ESPN West Palm on that X Facebook search, ESPN West Palm, on YouTube at ESPN South Florida. And I really do think this game tonight, this Thursday night game, whoever wins this Thursday night game is NFC supremacy. They will have home field. And when you look at the NFC and the amount of teams I think that are going to be able to compete for a championship, this is something you want bad. This is something you want dearly. And believe it or not, I mean, that West division alone, 11 wins for the Rams and 11 wins for the Seahawks. They're frozen at the same record with 11-3. But let's think back to that Week 11 matchup where the Rams defeated the Seahawks. So if the Rams win tonight, they are going to control their own destiny as far as the 1 seed and as far as the division. Now, if Seattle wins tonight, their odds improve dramatically as well. If Seattle wins tonight but loses one of their last 2 games while the Rams keep winning, it becomes a record tiebreaker. Very confusing stuff. Just know, the winner tonight is going to be able to control their own destiny because the Seahawks, if they win, that tiebreaker that the Rams have will become, it won't mean anything because they played each other head-to-head and they won each one time. So think of tonight as the battle for the 1 seed in the NFC, Christian.
Okay, I'm down.
It's the way I'm trying to put it. It's the battle for the 1 seed within the NFC conference. And if you look at these teams comparatively, I mean, the body of work that these teams have done all season. The Rams with, in my opinion, probably the headliner in the MVP conversation in Matt Stafford. Incredible. I was ready to bin Matt Stafford 2 years ago when, he was dealing with the injuries. Gets a contract extension after performing admirably last year, losing to the eventual champs Philadelphia Eagles in Philadelphia, and then putting together the season he has this year. It's great. And you got to give credit. You got to give credit to the front office, and you got to give credit to Sean McVay, who I'm assuming is involved in these conversations and adding players and whatnot. But you throw Cooper Kupp to the curb. By the way, Cooper Kupp on Seattle tonight. Neither here nor there. You basically tell Cooper Kupp to hit the town, and you bring in Devontae Adams. And Devontae Adams has been a touchdown machine for this team this year. And Puka Nacua has become an all-pro. As far as and obviously the defense, right? The defense is evolving post Aaron Donald. It used to be Aaron Donald, all-pro, one of the best defensive tackles to do it, and a couple of guys. Now there are about 4 guys, 4 bad dudes on that defensive line that could get after the quarterback at any moment. They're great with takeaways. And this is really a defense that has evolved and turned into one of the best defenses in the league post Aaron Donald. Now, on the flip side of things for the Seahawks, all right, I mentioned in the open where I couldn't find the hotkey. I mentioned in the open, all right, what Sam Darnold are we going to get? Christian, are we going to get the Sam Darnold that throws 4 touchdowns, 4 interceptions? Are you going to get the Sam Darnold who fell flat on his face against these Rams when he played for the Vikings last year in the wild card round? 14 games last year, didn't get a home game because of how good that the Lions were. I don't trust Darnold in a big spot. my big thing here, my big thing with this game, all right? NFC, whoever wins is going to reign in the NFC, and I want to see Darnold in a big spot again. I'm a Darnold fan. I tend to root for Darnold. Got a bad go at it with the Jets. Got a bad go with it in Carolina. I thought got thrown to the curb way too early in Minnesota. I know J.J. McCarthy has played well as of late, but Minnesota was a team who had playoff aspirations. They're eliminated. They're done. So with the Seahawks specifically, I want to see what kind of Sam Darnold they're going to get. And if they get the good Sam Darnold, they just might win this game.
Yeah, you brought it up with how Sam Darnold, quarterback for the Seahawks this year, looked against this very same Rams defense last year while he was a Vikings quarterback. You combined that performance in the playoffs in January of 2025 with the Week 11 loss that the Seahawks took to the Rams. 1 touchdown, 5 interceptions, 9 sacks.
Bad.
And all 9 of those sacks took place in that playoff game, and 4 out of the 5 of those interceptions took place in this year's regular season, round 1 of this Division 2-game series. So, in my opinion, it's more about the Sam Darnold aspect than it is Matt Stafford trying to secure this MVP, a concept that looked unfathomable coming into the season.
Give head coach of Seattle, Mike McDonald, a lot of credit. The defense has turned into a fantastic unit. You got great skill weapons. You trade DK Metcalf, you think, all right, maybe that wide receiver room takes a step back. Jackson Smith-Njigba steps in and is arguably one of the best receivers in the NFL. And believe it or not, Nakua is unbelievable as well. I think tonight with Nakua and Smith-Njigba, you're going to see a hell of a matchup of 2 of the best to do it right now within the NFL at that position. And then the run game, the mix of the run game of the 2 stable of backs that Seattle has had, they really are doing things right. Both of these teams are obviously doing things the right way. 11-3, both of these guys. All right, I mentioned the NFC North last year. You had 2 14-win teams. All right, you had 2 14-win teams last year. Could you maybe this year? It's not going to happen because. Granted, if they lose this game, whoever loses this game, Christian, cannot win 14 games. All right. But the fact of the matter is, the NFL runs through the division this year heading into the playoffs, and that division is the NFC West. Last year, it was the North. It was the North last year. The Lions were the shoo-in to get into the Super Bowl. The Vikings were kind of the, oh my gosh, I can't believe they're a 14-win team. Good for Sam Darnold kind of story. That's not the case tonight. The case tonight is that these 2 teams are by far, in my opinion, the best teams in the NFL. And that's where I want to open up the Baptist Health Hotline, 888-760-3776. That is 888-760-3776. That is the Baptist Health Hotline. Outside of these 2 teams, who are you going to bat for? Outside of these 2 teams tonight on Thursday Night Football and the Rams and the Seahawks, who is a real threat to these 2 teams? I don't see how you don't pick Buffalo here. I think the AFC playoffs, and maybe it's fool's gold. My partner Colin Russo from Russo and Rizzo, we talk about it all the time, all right? The Bills' defense isn't what it used to be over the last 5 playoff runs. And Christian, my God, it seems like the Bills have been in the playoffs for a decade now. I don't know off the top of my head. I'm shooting from the hip here. I think it's been the last 5-6 years Josh Allen has been in the playoffs with the Buffalo Bills. I'm hard to think that I kind of think this is probably the worst defense that the Bills have had throughout the entire playoff. But here's the thing. They got the best quarterback in the league. And they have an AFC right now with a lot of unproven. New England, no playoff experience. Denver, the only playoff experience they have is getting bounced early on. The AFC North, do you really trust the Steelers? Do you really trust Christian Katz's Ravens if they come out of that division? The division you look at, I think, for the Bills is the AFC South. I'll listen to Houston and that fantastic defense. And believe it or not, young Russo's Jaguars I'm starting to buy into that Liam Cohen. He's a psychopath in a good way. But all those teams I just named, you willing to take Buffalo? Are you willing not to take Buffalo? Chris, are you taking the field or are you taking Buffalo on that AFC side?
Well, I disagree with your assessment that the teams that are playing in Thursday Night Football tonight, the first ever matchup of 11 win or more teams playing in Thursday Night Football, I disagree that these are hands down the 2 best teams in the NFL right now. but I'll table that.
Okay.
And if I were to put my money on any team to win the Super Bowl, that's really what we're crowning, right? The best team in the NFL probably has the best chance to win the Super Bowl. I think I would go with the Bills, yeah. They have a lot of chief to them, if you ask me, where they might look bad for 2.5 quarters. They might look bad for 3 quarters. But with that offense, and namely with that quarterback, Josh Allen, if there is still time on the clock and it's mathematically possible without getting onside kicks for them to win the game, they have more than a puncher's chance to win that game because of their quarterback, Josh Allen. So I agree with you. I agree with you with the AFC particularly, and it solidified with the division win over the weekend. I would take the Bills over anyone in the AFC.
Now we'll circle back around to you not thinking these are the 2 best teams tonight. I did want to touch on the Bills one more time here. All right. And by the way, 888-760-3776. That is the Baptist Health Hotline. If you want to get involved, who are your favorites to win the Super Bowl? I think tonight, all right? I think tonight, these 2 teams are the best 2 teams in the NFL, and I'd probably put Buffalo there. Those are my 3 favorites to win the Super Bowl. Who are you putting up against these 2 teams in the Rams and the Seahawks? Could it be a Denver Bronco that's won, what, Christian, 12 games in a row? Could it be a Buffalo Bill that Christian and I are waxing poetically about? All right? The one game I'm worried about Buffalo, Christian, whenever it may happen, that godforsaken Mile High Stadium. I cannot, listen, all right, my fandom, that's a house of horrors. But let's take that out of it. Buffalo going up to that house of horrors and trying to win a football game. I'm shooting from the hip again. I'm going to get you here, Christian. I think they are undefeated at home. I'm pretty sure this year the Denver Broncos are undefeated at home. If I remember, 2 games Denver lost. The one game was the Indianapolis Colts with that crazy ending. Yeah. And for some reason, I'm forgetting the second one.
They lost to the Chargers.
That's it.
23-20
That's
down the road.
And then that was a very winnable game as well. This team, for the sake of the argument, could be undefeated. Now, if you want to play devil's advocate, this team has also been in a lot of one-score games. They've been winning by the skin of their teeth. The game that you think that they're phonies and that they're pretenders is the Raider game. The Raider game, that was the worst watch. Folks, I've been watching football for 30 years. That Raider game was the worst watch I've ever seen in that league. That Thursday night, that godforsaken Thursday night football game about 3-4 weeks ago was the worst game I've ever seen. Getting back on track, the Denver Broncos at home are 7-0 this year, and obviously 5-2 on the road. It doesn't even matter. If they get home field, they're going to play every single game at that stadium. Now, Christian Cat, you have no fear because the Baltimore Ravens went into that stadium. Joe Flacco went backyard jackpot, dead or alive, and threw it to, don't tell me.
Rest in peace.
I don't know it.
Jacoby Jones.
Thank you. Threw it to Jacoby Jones. Incredible catch. Unbelievable. Through 2 defenders. Touchdown. Ravens go to the AFC Championship. But do you agree with me that could be a house of horrors for the Buffalo Bills who are trying to get to a Super Bowl?
Yeah, it's tough because you look at the top of the teams in the NFL by their record. And I agree with you in the Rams being a top team in the NFL. But everyone who has an inflated record up double-digit wins, you look at their strength of schedule, and it's pretty bad, like really, really bad. The Patriots has been well documented how bad their strength of schedule is. So when eventually you got to pay the piper and play a good team, they got a rematch with the Bills, and they lost that game over the weekend. So it kind of feels like it doesn't justify their close win over the Bengals, close win over the Jets, close win over the Buccaneers, close win over the Falcons, narrowly beating these either very lower middle class or lower class teams in the NFL. So I can't take the Patriots seriously quite yet. Do they have a chance to play a good postseason game? Sure, why not? But I'm not going to seriously buy them as a favorite, let alone the favorite out of the AFC. You both, we agree, based on postseason prestige and getting better and better throughout the season, that the Buffalo Bills are worth a damn when it comes to the AFC. I might have to pick up my sword and play Colin Russo for you. I would pick the Jaguars over the Broncos right now.
Oh, my goodness. All right, that's the game coming up on Sunday. We're actually going to see that coming up on Sunday. I am looking forward to that. We might, listen, once we get to Russo and Rizzo, 4 p.m. to 6 p.m., once again, this is theoretically speaking, Mike Rizzo in for Theo. That's Christian Cap behind the glass. We're going to be hearing from Jonathan Zazzle at 2:30. We got Todd Fleming, my guy, Todd Fleming, the executive director of the Cognizant Classic, joining the show as well. Action-packed show. But once we get to the 4 o'clock hour and Russo and Rizzo begins, let's make a wager.
Yeah.
Let's make a wager because I got Denver in that game. Everybody in this office, including our program director and boss, Brian Rowitz, we had and GKB, Good Karma Brands, we have our one-on-ones where we talk to our bosses. It's weekly. We had our one-on-one today, all right? He told me, he goes, man, Brian goes, the Broncos are phony. I don't trust them. Guys, they've won 12 in a row. There comes to a point where we got to stop saying all this. So I do want some of that action. And folks, obviously with the Denver Broncos, a lot of pros. Buffalo Bills, a lot of pros. Well, I want to welcome you to pro-level orthopedic care at Baptist Health. From sports injuries to everyday aches, our expert team delivers the same advanced care trusted by the pros. You need to get back to the life and the activities you love. You can learn more at baptisthealth.net/ortho. That is baptisthealth.net/ortho. Once again, welcome to be treating like a pro, just like these pros we are talking about in the NFL. That is our good friends over at Baptist Health. Now, let's circle back around, Christian. I said that these are the 2 best teams in the NFL that are playing tonight in Seattle and in the Rams. They both have 11 wins. Whoever wins the game tonight is really going to have things set up nicely for themselves to be not only the number 1 seed in the NFC, but probably to win the NFC West. I quickly want to touch on the Niners. The Niners having a great year as well. They're 10-4. The problem is they don't control their own destiny. These 2 teams playing tonight control their own destiny on the division and on the NFC conference. Now, it's obviously going to change once you get a winner and a loser, but you get my point. If you're not going with the Rams and the Seahawks, who are you going with as the 2 best teams? Or rather, I'm assuming you have the Rams. You got to have the Rams as one of the best 2 teams.
Yeah, Rams are my best team in the NFL right now.
So you're sliding the Seahawks. Who's getting the nod over the Seahawks? It's the second best team in the NFL, according to Christian Cap.
I'm sliding down the Seahawks. They're not in my conversation, to be honest, at all.
Darnold?
Yeah, just Darnold against great teams. The Seahawks have put up ungodly numbers against the crap in their schedule. That's good for them. But you got to pay off those blowout wins over bad teams with just wins. I don't care how you do it versus good teams. So I would drop them all the way down. I would go my 2 best teams in the NFL right now are 1 from the NFC, the LA Rams, and 2 from the AFC, the Bills. Like, I'm kind of with you there.
I love the Bill love. I recently became friends with a couple of Bill fans here in Palm Beach County, a couple of people who've moved down here. And do you want to know what crazy Buffalo Bill fan conversation was over the weekend? The conversation was Josh Allen having a baby this year is going to mess up the playoff run. I said, do you guys realize how ridiculous? We have gone conspiracy theory. If anything, newborn fathers play amazing. If anything, the study shows that newborn fathers play amazing. But these are amazing. This is an amazing fan base. This is a tortured fan base. I would argue this is the most tortured fan base in football. 4 Super Bowls. 4 Super Bowls. I'd rather not have ever been there than go to 4 and lose all 4. As horrible as that is. You'd rather not get to the very end and lose 4. 4 is a lot. That's a lot of bowls to lose. I love the Buffalo Bill love. I love the fan base. I'm rooting for them with my team being irrelevant. That is the team I'm going to be hitching my wagon to. They're a great group of people, great fans, but crazy. And I could do without the tables and the ketchup and the mustard and the whole thing. But in the end of the day, I got my wagon hitched to the Bills as well. If you're not picking the Bills in the AFC, the only thing I could listen to is Denver with their home field. With all the cast members, you mentioned the New England Patriots and their lack of playoff experience. That's where you lose me there. I think Drake May is great. Mike Vrabel, who I love. I'm a huge Mike Vrabel guy. The history shows that he's, and granted, that I hope he could turn around in New England, all right? But he has not won a lot of games in the playoffs. That's the big, giant point I'm trying to make. Did he have Ryan Tannehill as his quarterback? Did he really rely on Derrick Henry way too much on that offense? Maybe. But they have not played well in the playoffs. His teams have not played well as Mike Vrabel, head coach in New England. Listen, they could lick their wounds after losing this year and be a real force to reckon with next year. But I think right now there are going to be some serious conversations, Christian, if the Buffalo Bills do not get to the Super Bowl this year.
I don't know.
Serious to the point where I think Joe Brady could be elevated to head coach because, listen, a little birdie told me down in Cincinnati that Zach Taylor, all right, that's running its course. Who was Joe Burrow's offensive coordinator in college, Christian?
Joe Brady.
So, listen, if they don't make a Super Bowl this year, I could see them changing things up and maybe elevating the coordinator to the head coach just to switch it up a bit.
I'm with you because who's gotten in the way of Josh Allen and the Buffalo Bills in this new regime, preventing them from getting to what maybe their maximum potential was, and it was the Chiefs, and they're out of the way. So the excuse of, well, if you don't win anything during the Brady era, it's the Brady era. It's a dynasty for a reason. It's going to keep a lot of rings out of the hands of a lot of, honestly, all-time greats. And we've seen that in the NBA with Jordan. We've seen that with finals berths in the East with LeBron to begin with. And so it was kind of permissible to lose to the Chiefs because you could break down your entire organization and try to reconstruct it to beat an unstoppable dynasty in the Chiefs. You don't have to do that now. Now the path is kind of opened up, and the Bengals are out of it too. So maybe that mystique of the Joe Burrow and him being the only kryptonite to the Chiefs, and he also beat the Bills in the playoff game too, that's out of the way as well. There quite literally is no excuse. To where I'm with you, Mike, in the fact that since there is no excuse for the Buffalo Bills, there's preemptive pressure, but it's good pressure. It means that the path is there for them, and they should seize the opportunity. It is there for them undoubtedly, and I'm excited to see that we can see the maximum potential of Josh Allen and the Bills this year.
888-760-3776. That is the Baptist Health Hotline. I think the two best teams in football are playing tonight in the Rams and Seattle. I think those are my two Super Bowl favorites heading into the playoffs. Christian's got a point with Sam Darnold. Darnold has not shown up in a big spot. And Christian, let's take it a step further. I think you might have brought this up. Rewind back to November 16th. That was week 11. The Rams beat Seattle 44-29. Darnold, 279 in the game, 4 interceptions. The Ram defense got after him. And you mentioned the playoff game. This has been the team for Sam Darnold. Can he get over that hump? Can Darnold get over the hump tonight against the Rams? 888-760-3776. Give me your top Super Bowl contenders. If it's not, if it's not 2 of 2 tonight, if it's not Seattle and it's not the Seahawks, I want to hear from you. 888-760-3776. But Darnold not played well against the Rams at all. But this year, got to tip your cap a little bit. 3,400 passing yards, 22 touchdowns, 11 interceptions, and a 102 pass rating. I mean, this was a win. Let's think grand scope real quick with Seattle and the moves they made in the offseason. A lot of people gave them some hell that they traded DK Metcalf, got a second-round pick, and Jackson Smith-Njigba is emerged as the top receiver. That was a win. Decided not to, or rather traded Geno Smith to the Raiders, signed Sam Darnold. Christian, how is Geno? Geno's playing well for the Las Vegas Raiders this year, isn't he?
No.
Oh, God. Dude, I've seen a lot of bad football teams. That's up there. I think that team might be worse than some of the 0-16 teams I've seen in NFL history. They were lucky they won 2 games this year.
Yeah, and now if you want to continue to relitigate the offseason that was for the NFL, and now that we're really almost finishing the complete picture of what it resulted in the 2025 regular season, I think it's almost fair to say that it possibly could have been better for both Sam Darnold. The Seahawks have won 11 games. The Seahawks have won 11 games. Put that aside for a second. I think that Sam Darnold's ceiling with the Vikings is actually still higher with the Vikings than it is with the Seahawks. And I think you're obviously seeing it right now that there is an uncooked bun in the oven when it comes to J.J. McCarthy as a quarterback. He is still a quarterback prospect, not someone that you can consider seriously to build your franchise around. I think that the Vikings' ceiling is higher with Sam Darnold than it was with J.J. McCarthy.
Justin Jefferson, I mean, he's a waiver wire pickup. And I'm talking about fantasy football, obviously, folks. My fantasy team, Christian, I'm done because of him. That was my first round pick this year. He's had like 2 receptions for 4 weeks straight and under 50 yards. That's like, and I give him credit. You haven't heard a lot there. Usually with these receivers, they get the diva bug. They start, oh, I need to get out of here. I give Justin Jefferson a lot of credit.
Yeah.
Because all J.J. McCarthy does is throw to the 3rd string tight end.
Yeah, you're exactly right, because you were talking about midway through the season, JSN, the number 1 receiver for the Seahawks, was a freaking MVP candidate.
Mm-hmm.
And JJ's thinking in Minnesota, thinking, wow, it was nice last year. And I'm vindicated in thinking that it would have been nice this year too, because Darnold's doing it with somebody else now.
Right. And it's he throws for a lot of yards. You gotta give Darnold credit there, man. He could really sling that rock across the field. But you have every now and then those blow-up games, and the Rams have been the boogeyman for Sam Darnold.
And you know who we didn't talk about at all?
Who didn't we talk about at all?
In terms of a Super Bowl contender or favorite in the NFL?
The Eagles.
I don't know. Yeah, the Eagles.
The Eagles. They're an afterthought. They're an afterthought.
Which might burn every talking head in sports talk media through these next 3 weeks.
I'm fine with it.
Because everyone has signed off on the Eagles, and I'm one of them. Don't get me wrong. I'm just registering it and seeing that train that's 4 miles down the road. I think there's a possibility. There's a possibility of everything. They're going to the division that it just demolishes everyone's takes, everyone's predictions in the NFC, where maybe the Eagles just get back to doing what they do right, and that's running the football and not throwing the football often with Jalen Hurts. Even though there was distrust and tension in that locker room, even during the playoff run, where eventually in the Super Bowl, that's when the defense helps him out. Jalen Hurts threw the ball a bunch. But if you don't keep your wide receiver happy, it's not the end of the world. And if you commit to the run game and win games ugly is better than losing games pretty. And if the Eagles get back to that, they might just throw a wrench in the gears to the entire NFC playoff picture by going on the road and winning those games they probably don't expect to be.
I don't hate the Eagles, all right, as an organization. Like, I loved watching LaShawn McCoy, Donovan McNabb, and those Andy Reid teams growing up. The Michael Vick era was a lot of fun. I hate their fans. That's the fact of the matter. I like a lot of the Eagle players. I respect Sirianni being able to turn that ship around after he was dead by rights in about week 4 last year. I have a lot of respect for the GM, best GM in football. I do. The issue is the fan. Now, I do like one Philadelphia Philly fan, though. Do you want to know who that is, Christian? It's the guy who dances to blow the whistle with the big hat after they win the games.
Yes.
That guy's awesome. That guy's awesome. And forgive me, he's got about like 5 million followers on all of his platforms. So the fact that I don't know his name is malpractice by moi. But that guy is amazing.
He's the guy who cried, right?
They can't stop me, man. Like, he is hysterical. Like, I'm trying to do an impression of him. Christian, he wears the giant hat and he danced to a song. I go on and on. Can't understand how I last so long. It's Blow the Whistle by cannot believe I'm forgetting who sings Blow the Whistle. Not E40. Regardless, people who are listening who know Giant Hat Man that dances to Blow the Whistle, that's the one Eagle fan that I actually do root for. Do you want to know what else I love, folks? It's the South Florida Fair. And hang on, here we go. All right. Ahoy! Ahoy, mateys! The South Florida Fair invites guests of all ages to set sail on an exciting adventure with the 2026 theme, Party with the Pirates. Arr!
Yeah, these pirates get crunk. It's not just a normal, you don't go out for tea with the pirates. It's a party with the pirates.
Unleash your inner pirate with a variety of activities, entertainment, fair food, and attractions inspired by legends of the high seas like me, including the Legends of Frozen Cove Ice Skating Show, the pig races, how could you forget about those little piggies, and Agri Cadabra. Visit SouthFloridaFair.com for more information and event schedules, including Bike Night, South Florida Fair parade times, and the Classic Rock Tribute Band Competition. Tickets are on sale now at SouthFloridaFair.com or your nearest Publix. Once again, tickets are on sale now at SouthFloridaFair.com or your nearest Publix. How was that?
That was very good. We went to the fair last year and had a great time. The food was off the chain. And I think, Mike, this might line up to where you might be done with your diet beforehand and you'll be able to enjoy it at the tail end of the fair. Everything fried.
Dude, those and the pig races were a lot of fun. Who joined the show? Pork Chop last year?
Yes, Pork Chop got us the inside scoop on what it's like to live life on the road with the pigs.
We were a little worried where Pork Chop was sleeping at night.
Like you can't, but you've heard the phrase AI can't recreate this. AI cannot recreate the South Florida Fair experience, and namely the people that are there like Pork Chop.
I could have went with the Jack Sparrow. No, I can't do it. I'm not going to pretend like I could do it. 888-760-3776. That is the Baptist Health Hotline. Got a tremendous Thursday night football game tonight. The two teams, Rams and the Seahawks, I think the two teams that are probably at the top of winning or competing for a Super Bowl. Super Bowl favorites, I think, are playing tonight in the Rams and the Seahawks. If you disagree, 888-760-3776. We're going to be talking to Jonathan Zaslow here coming up after the break. Appreciate Zaz. We got a lot to talk about with Zaz, Christian. A lot has happened with the Dolphins. I want to get his thought on the games tonight with the Seattle and the Rams. And I also want to talk a little Miami Hurricanes.
Yeah.
All right. Big Jonathan Zaslow spot coming up next right here on ESPN 106.3.
Live from the Anajar and Levine Accident Attorney Studios. Anajar and Levine Accident Attorneys. Call 1-800-747-FREE. This is ESPN 106.3.
What's the Anajar and Levine difference? If you're the victim of a car crash, you will always speak to a lawyer. You'll always get the highest standard of care from our dedicated legal team, and we'll always fight to get you the maximum compensation you deserve. That's the Anajar and Levine difference. Call our legal team right now for a free consultation. Call 1-800-747-FREE. That's 1-800-747-3733. Don't wait. Call 1-800-747-FREE.
Main office, West Palm Beach.
Tired of being sidelined by a sports injury? Get back in the game with Baptist Health Orthopedic Care. Whether you're a professional athlete or even a weekend warrior, you can get back to doing what you love with our compassionate orthopedic team. Experience a new level of care and get back to your best. Welcome to being treated like a pro. Make an appointment today at baptisthealth.net/ortho or call 833-556-6764.
This holiday season, give your loved ones, friends, and colleagues a gift with endless possibilities. Give them a gift card to the Breakers Palm Beach. Breakers gift cards let you treat those who matter most to the things they love the most, like irresistible oceanfront getaways, lessons at the Breakers' new Golf and Racket Club, pampering at the exquisite spa, and shopping at the resort's stylish collection of on- and off-site boutiques. Gift cards may also be used for dining at the Breakers' renowned restaurants and bars, including Echo, Henry's Palm Beach, HMF, and Flagler Steakhouse. What's even better, for a limited time, when you purchase a $500 gift card online at thebreakers.com, you'll receive an additional $50 on that card. Compliments of the Breakers. This year, give a gift that has endless possibilities. Visit thebreakers.com today. Happy holidays from the Breakers family to yours.
Hi, I'm Michael Manzo, owner and founder of Manzo's Italian Deli, and
Stop, Dad. After 20 years, people are tired of hearing your voice.
Yeah, and your lame-ass commercials.
Fresh prosciutto, mozzarella, outstanding.
Oh, please.
There's only one reason Manzo's is voted #1 deli in Palm Beach County for 20 years. Our mother.
She makes sure you prepare everything from scratch using only the freshest ingredients.
Manzo's Italian Deli is located on Palm Beach Lakes Boulevard, right next to Rain Dancers.
Is that a strip club?
No, it's a steakhouse. Manzo's is open weekdays from 8 to 5 and offers free delivery. So stop by or call 697-9411. That's 697-9411.
we also specialize in hot and cold catering for corporate functions and special events.
Just ask anyone who was at my last birthday party.
Glow wild this holiday season at Lion Country Safari during their first ever nighttime festival.
Lantern Light Safari Nights. Come experience a brand new adventure as you stroll through illuminated displays featuring wildlife from across the world and prehistoric legends. Enjoy festive food and drinks, snap radiant photos, or play on glowing swings and seesaws. It's interactive fun for the whole family. See Lion Country Safari like you've never seen it before at Lanterns and Lights Safari Nights. Now glowing select nights November to January. Details at lioncountrysafari.com.
It's time to spill the beans, football fans. The 12th annual Bush's Boca Raton Bowl of Beans is Tuesday, December 23rd at 2 p.m. at Flagler Credit Union Stadium. Louisville, fresh off wins over playoff teams Miami and James Madison, faces Toledo, chasing a record third bowl title. Louisville versus Toledo. Scoop your seats now at BocaRatonBowl.com. The Bush's Boca Raton Bowl of Beans, December 23rd at 2 p.m. at Flagler Credit Union Stadium.
Time now for the Land Rover Palm Beach Player of the Week, supporting local student athletes as they grow on the field, in the classroom, and in the community. Every Player of the Week is eligible to win a scholarship at the end of the year. This year, a $20,000 scholarship will be awarded to an athlete, with $5,000 going to the winner's high school athletic department. Land Rover Palm Beach, above and beyond. Here's Cade Chumslin.
Our Land Rover Palm Beach Player of the Week is Grandview Prep girls basketball star Jasleen Green. Jasleen is number 60 on the 2026 ESPN Top 100 list, signed to the University of Arizona, and she's leading the state champion Pride to a 7-1 record to start the season. Here she is on what she wants to show the college level.
Just to prove that I can play at the highest level and show what I could do. And you know, I'm an all-around player. Like, I get my teammates involved, and then, you know, I could get a bucket myself. So just being a complete player and being able to play at the highest level.
Congratulations, Jasleen, on being selected this week's Land Rover Palm Beach Player of the Week.
Live from the Anajar and Levine Accident Attorney Studios, Theo Dorsey is Theoretically Speaking. Streaming live on YouTube, here's Theo Dorsey.
No Theo Dorsey. Mike Rizzo filling in for Theo. Christian Cat behind the glass, as always. We are Theoretically Speaking today on ESPN 106.3, streaming live. YouTube, ESPN South Florida. You can find us on X, Facebook, ESPN West Palm on that radio dial, ESPN 106.3. And don't forget to download that ESPN South Florida app, your one-stop shop for all Florida, South Florida sports. Now, quickly, I want to give a thank you to Larry in Boynton Beach who called in the break. Larry got me I'm going to call it a chalice. He got me a Stormtrooper chalice. Whoa. And I know Jonathan Zaslow isn't on camera today, but I believe Zaz is a fellow Star Wars nerd. We'll find out in a second. Something I know Zaz loves, though, is a little Kaiser football action.
Yeah, man. He's the voice of the 305, and, you know, Kaiser's got a bunch of players from the 305. Kaiser is loaded with talent from actually right here in West Palm Beach. They have an All-American athlete, Dallas D'Souza, who played at Cardinal Newman. There's a big, nice post about him in the Palm Beach Post, namely. That's the Kaiser Seahawks football team. Ranked number 2 in the nation all throughout. They went undefeated. They came from behind 21-9 at halftime last week in the NAIA semifinals, and they won the whole dang thing to move into the NAIA National Championship game for the 4th consecutive year in a row. It's a rematch of last year's game, Grandview taking on Kaiser. Number 1, number 2. It's 1 o'clock on Saturday in Fort Worth, Texas. Let's go, Kaiser. They've got 1 red banner as a football program. We're going for number 2, and that'll just add to the red banners that have been achieved this fall semester. The women's soccer team from the 14 seed to the national championship. That happened this season. Shout out women's soccer at Kaiser University. Congratulations on your national championship game. If you want more information and you want to further your academic and athletic career right in your backyard, right here in West Palm Beach, that beautiful flagship location, KUSeahawks.com, KUSeahawks.com.
Time to welcome on in my guy, Jonathan Zaslow, voice of the 305.
You might know him as the Cooper City Rattlesnake. He's the human flamethrower of Miami sports radio.
You could be a maniac without being a jerk.
The preacher of the Pat Riley gospel.
They don't complain. They don't make excuses. This is the NBA. Deal with it.
The mayor of Dolphins Delusion.
Can the Bills offense keep up with the Dolphins offense?
And the only guy who can go from breaking down the Panthers power play to cutting a full-blown Ric Flair promo. Woo! Jonathan Zaslow is the voice of the 305. Presented by Anajar and Levine, Robin Hood, and Twin Peaks.
Zaz, we got a big sports weekend coming up, starting with Thursday Night Football tonight, Rams and the Seahawks. We got the Hurricanes on Saturday. You got the Packers and the Bears on Saturday. God knows why the NFL is trying to take Saturday from the playoff. And then we got NFL on Sunday. But partner, somewhere we got to start first is your expertise. The Miami Dolphins. Yesterday's news, Tua being benched. Now, Zaz, first off, loaded question here, but where did the Dolphins go from here? Where did the Dolphins go from here with the quarterback Tua, who's making $50 million next year on the books, who just got benched, and head coach Mike McDaniel?
Yeah, I mean, there's no real light at the end of the tunnel right here. I mean, it's just, yeah, like there are people like me who wanted him benched and want to move on, and that happened yesterday, but make no mistake about it. Like, yesterday was a really bad day in the history of the Miami Dolphins franchise. And that's because, you know, the Dolphins in 2019, they tanked for Tua. You know, that was the whole thing. And, you know, that year they started, you know, winless, however many games it was. And they wind up selecting Tua, number 5 overall. And now 6 years later, we all have the realization, 7 years later, we all have the realization that these past 7 years meant absolutely nothing. Like, it was just it totally failed. It was a waste. And now they are right back in the exact same position they were before, where it's like, what do we do now? We need a quarterback. We're a rock bottom team. So make no mistake about it. While yesterday, you know, was a good thing in terms of, okay, we need to move on. We need to turn the page. Overall, yesterday just signals a very dark day for the history of this team. So where do they move on? You know, it's somewhat of a weak quarterback class next season. My guess is it's going to wind up being a bridge year. You know, does it mean that they give Quinn Ewers a full year next year based on what they may see in these next 3 games? I don't know, maybe. But my guess is they wind up getting a bridge quarterback next season, and then with the hope of the year after that, it being a strong quarterback class. But this is a very bad situation the team is in. Make no mistake about it.
Jonathan Zaslow, our guest here on Theoretically Speaking. You can listen to him on the Zaslow Show 2.0. You hear him on Levitard and obviously right here on ESPN 1063. Now, Zaz, what do you do with McDaniel? I'm interested to hear your thoughts on this because, in my opinion, everyone's saying he bought himself here. Well, all I heard from Dolphin fan this offseason was that it's Groundhog Day. Team's going to win 7 games, going to win 8 games, miss the playoffs, and everything is going to be the same. Where are you at with McDaniel? Because it looks like he's going to have a carbon copy of what I just said.
Yeah, my guess is that McDaniel is back, and I think we actually got the answer to whether or not he's going to be back yesterday because a quarterback who makes the move that he did, you know, that's a very big move. It's a very big deal where he moved off of Tua, who was supposed to be the franchise quarterback, and now one way or another it's going to cost them an incredible amount of money next year, whatever they decide to do with Tua. So I think that was the sign of a coach who has all the job security. I don't think you can make that move, what he did yesterday, if he doesn't believe, or at least he doesn't have the confirmation from the owner that he has total job security. So I don't believe that Mike McDaniel is going anywhere. But I will be honest, while I've been critical of Mike McDaniel this year, you know, if you look at the quarterback and the coach and you ask yourself, Mike, what would you rather see? Do you think there's a better chance of the quarterback being successful with a different coach? Or, like, would you rather have the chance to see if the quarterback can be successful with a different coach, that meaning Tua, or if the coach can be successful with a different quarterback? Because I would pick the latter.
Now, Zaz, let me press you a bit because you're okay with bringing McDaniel back from the sound of it. Now, let me ask you this. What do you do with Tua? Do you keep him on the roster? Do you bring in competition? Do you try to find a way out of the contract? You know, Chris Canty from Unsportsmanlike, Canty said that they should do what the Browns did with Brock Osweiler, basically give someone a pick to take some of that Tua contract just to get him off of the team. I'm interested to see, I'm interested to hear what you want the Dolphins to do with Tua if you're okay with bringing Mike McDaniel back.
Yeah, I wouldn't. Well, first of all, it's not like I'm okay with bringing Mike McDaniel back. I'm just saying that he's going to be back.
Okay.
We need to come to
apologies
terms with that. But as far as what Canty suggests there, no, I'd absolutely not do that. Okay, I would much rather take, if he's a post-June 1 cut, which I'm sure he would be, then his cap hit is the same as what it would be if he were still on the team. It'd be around $56 million, all right? So I would much rather have a year where the cap hit is $56 million than give up a first-round draft pick or a second-round draft pick just to get him off my books. I mean, you see what the Denver Broncos did. Russell Wilson cost them $80-some-odd million of a dead cap hit, and 2 years later, they're the number 1 overall seed in the AFC. So, I don't care about the cap hit, all right? Because if the cap hit is the same to have him on the roster or not on the roster, I just ask yourself, if the money's the same, do you want a bad player on your team or not on your team? I want a bad player not on my team if the money is the same. So I think you wind up cutting him. You eat the money. It'll be a little painful, but it is what it is.
Last thing on the Fins here, Zaz. Why isn't Zach Wilson starting and why is Quinn Ewers starting?
Well, I mean, that's the question. I think it's as simple as, all right, the coaches, they see these guys in practice every day, and so clearly they believe that Quinn Ewers has more of an upside than Zach Wilson. I don't think anyone has a better answer than that.
Right.
I think it's actually pretty simple. You just got to kind of trust the guys who see these guys every day, and they clearly think that yours is better.
The reason I asked, Wilson had an interesting quote at his locker basically saying, dude, I have no idea why I'm not starting. Coach just informed me. It says, I think Wilson went into this thinking he'd get 4 or 5 games with Tua and the injuries. So I think that's where the frustration set in with him.
Yeah.
Partner.
Yeah, I mean, that's what you would expect Zach Wilson to say. He's not going to say, I'm not surprised. The kid's better than me. No, he wants the opportunity,
And,
not surprised Zach Wilson
and I think he's seen Darnold and company kind of have revivals to their seasons, and he thought maybe, he could be one of those stories. But Zaz, I tend to agree with Mike McDaniel. I just found it interesting what was said at his locker. Partner, you got a massive game. Let's stick with Miami sports. Let's stick with your Canes. You got a massive one on Saturday, no?
Yeah, I'm excited. First time ever that the Canes have been in the college football playoff. And, look, of the 4 first-round matchups this weekend, I think you could make the case that this one could be the best. These are 2 teams who I don't think people would be surprised if each of them were to make a run and win 2 or 3 games in the college football playoff. What I do think is going to be interesting to see is the Hurricanes. They have not played in an atmosphere. They have not played in front of a crowd even close to as big as what they're going to see at Kyle Field this weekend. All right, that building holds 110,000 people, and the Canes' biggest crowd they played in this year was 70,000. It's a massive difference playing in these SEC stadiums than playing in an ACC stadium. And I think it's going to be interesting how the Hurricanes now Carson Beck shouldn't be rattled or anything like that. He played in many big games for Georgia, but the rest of the team, not a lot of guys have played in front of an atmosphere like that. I think it's going to be interesting to see how they handle it.
Yeah, but Beck obviously has never played at Kyle Field. But, Zaz, I agree with you. I actually think the quarterback's going to play well. I like the Canes in this, Zaz. I got to keep it a buck with you. I like the Canes in this, and I like them to compete against Ohio State. I think they have a fantastic roster. I think line of scrimmage, when it comes down to the college football playoff, it's line of scrimmage. You saw last year and the run Ohio State was able to go on. They won on the defensive side with Jack Sawyer and JT Tuimoilau, and they were able to run the ball and really get a push on that O-line. I think the Canes have that under Mario. I know Mario's shtick has been, not even losing the big one, but nonetheless, not getting the job done when push comes to shove. I like Cristobal and the Canes in this game coming up on Saturdays, as I really do.
Yeah, I think there's a chance that we're going to see a lot of points scored in this game. And, you mentioned about offensive line play. Canes got big boys on that offensive line. So
first round
that
pick,
benefits them.
Yeah, first round pick.
Yeah. Yeah, and as far as the Ohio State part of it, you don't want to look ahead because this is an incredibly tough matchup for Miami, but just a chance for the Canes to be able to play Ohio State in a playoff game would be very, very enticing for the Hurricanes fan.
Yeah, you talk about getting the chance as if next year's rules were this year's rules, Miami would not get the chance to compete with Texas A&M because Duke would be in the playoff, Notre Dame would be in the playoff, and not the Hurricanes. How did you receive that news that Power 4 champions would be guaranteed bids and Notre Dame, like in the 12 hours after they were snubbed from the playoff, were also given the guarantee that if they were ranked where they were ranked inside the top 12, that they would be in the playoff too?
Well, the Notre Dame part I know. I'll be honest with you. The first part about the Power 4 teams, is that news that just dropped today?
Yeah, yesterday, Yahoo Sports reported it. I'll pull up the exact reporter.
It's Ross Dillingham of Yahoo says, and next year, the ACC, the SEC, the Big 10, and the Big 12, the 4 winners of the conference games are guaranteed spots, and Notre Dame will be a guaranteed spot if they're in the top 12. So what would have happened would have been Duke would have gotten in, and the last at large, instead of going to Miami, even though they have the head-to-head, it would have went to Notre Dame because they're in the top 12. How ridiculous is that?
Yeah, the Notre Dame part I knew about. It's ridiculous, but I knew about it, and that's the area where I think that other conferences, other schools, they may wind up pulling some shenanigans to try and keep Notre Dame from that because you don't have to schedule Notre Dame for any of these big games if you don't like that whole arrangement. So that's going to be interesting to see how that plays itself out. But as far as a team like Duke getting in because they won the ACC automatically, I also think the ACC is very likely to change their tiebreak rules. And if they do change their tiebreak rules, Duke would never even have appeared in that ACC championship game. It would have been Miami. So that's the part that I'm more interested in.
No reason Miami shouldn't have been playing in conference championship weekend. I completely agree with these ass. Partner, let's move on to tonight. Are these the 2 best teams in the NFL, Zaz? Are these the 2 best teams to possibly win a Super Bowl coming up in the playoffs in Seattle and LA?
They have the 2 shortest odds to make the Super Bowl, and I find that interesting because I understand the team that wins that division could very likely be the number 1 overall seed, but the team that doesn't is going to have to win 3 road games in the playoffs.
Right.
So it's interesting that it's the 2 lowest odds to make the Super Bowl, and obviously it's a very similar scenario as Minnesota and Detroit last year, and we all know how that went down. It's cool that we have. This is the first time ever, guys, that 2 11-win teams have faced each other on Thursday Night Football. So Thursday Night Football used to be crap games, and you have an all-time late-season contest where you have 2 11-win teams facing each other with a few weeks left to play. So tonight's going to be pretty awesome. I'm into this game, and certainly, the Rams, we're talking about probably the league MVP in Matthew Stafford.
Last thing here is you got the Packers and you got the Bears. First off, Bart, you like this on Saturday? I don't. I got to be completely honest.
Oh, I don't care. I mean, because at this point, you know what? I do like it because at this point we have no more buys, and it's so more opportunities to see games. If they're all on Sunday, I'm watching Red Zone, so I get snippets of these games. But now instead, I get to actually watch these games because they're on Saturday. So no, I like it.
Come on, partner. No JMU in Oregon.
Well, but look, I have free will here, Mike. They don't the TV stations don't have to tell me the only thing I'm allowed to watch. Great, there's an NFL game on, and there's a college football playoff game on. I have free will. I'll pick which one I want to watch.
I wish they just give the CFP this Saturday. I mean, geez, the NFL is just getting so greedy. I was fine with Christmas. I'm fine with Black Friday. All right, whatever. But come on. It's a college football play. If you can't let college. I mean, my God, Zess, are you even going to be home for the Canes and Texas A&M game at noon on a Saturday with kids and a wife?
I am because me and Amber Wilson are doing a college football campus tour this weekend, but we're doing it from our home studios. So I'll be doing the show 10 a.m. to noon Eastern time this Saturday from the Zaslow Mansion Network studios, and then I just take a walk downstairs and I got Canes Texas A&M.
I see. But you get what I'm saying, partner. All All right, Zaz, first off, thanks so much, partner. I'm looking forward to the Hurricanes coming up on Saturday. I'm interested to see if Quinn Ewers has anything in the tank this year, as a 7th-round draft pick for the Dolphins. And I'm also interested where I could hear more of my guy, Jonathan Zaslow.
Thank you. I appreciate it, Mike. So, yeah, this Saturday, College Football Campus Tour, and, of course, Zaslow Show 2.0. Wherever you get your podcasts, just search Zaslow Show 2.0. We cover everything Miami, everything South Florida sports. Please like, rate, comment, subscribe. I love you a long time. And every episode is presented by Anajar and Levine Accident Attorneys, 800-747-FREE, 800-747-3733.
My man, Zaz, I'll catch up with you next week, okay, partner? Go Canes.
Thanks, Mike. See ya.
That was Jonathan Zaslow from the Zaslow Show 2.0. You could hear him on Levitard. You could hear him right here on ESPN West Palm. And speaking of ESPN West Palm, we are coming right back. Theoretically speaking, today is Mike Rizzo and Christian Cat on ESPN 106.3.
Live from the Anajar and Levine Accident Attorney Studios. Anajar and Levine Accident Attorneys. Call 1-800-747-FREE. This is ESPN 106.3.
More than the county's largest employer, the School District of Palm Beach County is a community.
I graduated from the School District of Palm Beach County, and now I'm shaping the future in the A-rated district that shaped me.
This job gives me stability, great benefits, and a schedule that works for my family.
I'm proud to be where diversity is celebrated and professional development helps us grow.
From competitive salaries and the Florida retirement system to making a difference in the lives of our children. Join the School District of Palm Beach County at palmbeachschools.org/careers.
Your ambition just met its match with Robinhood. Trade stocks and ETFs, options, futures, and crypto all on one platform. Get started today at Robinhood.com/yourmoney. Robinhood, the official jersey patch partner of the Miami Heat. All investments involve risk, including loss of principal. Options, futures, and crypto trading carry significant risk and may not suit all investors. Securities offered through Robinhood Financial LLC, member SIPC. Futures trading is offered by Robinhood Derivatives LLC, not FDIC or SIPC protected. Crypto offered through Robinhood Crypto LLC, NMLS ID 1702840, not FDIC or SIPC protected. Portfolio management offered by Robinhood Strategies, an SEC registered advisor.
UFC 324 is almost here. Justin the Highlight Gaethje takes on Paddy the Batty Pimblett for the interim lightweight strap. While many are questioning Pimblett's path to the title, don't be surprised if the Scouser has his way with the aging Gaethje. I see this one going eerily similar to Charles Oliveira's first title defense against Justin, where DuBronx tapped him in just one round. If Paddy gets the job done, it will set up a monumental unification clash between Pimblett and the undisputed lightweight king, Ilia Topuria. Twin Peaks is your ultimate UFC headquarters for all the big pay-per-view cards and every fight night in between. Enjoy an ice-cold 29-degree draft beer and made-from-scratch favorites from the kitchen as you watch all the fights on one of the big-screen HD TVs. With Twin Peaks as your fight night headquarters, there's never a bad seat in the house. And you get to enjoy all of the fights without a cover. Twin Peaks is your go-to for eats, drinks, and scenic views.
The Palm Beach Health Network Physician Group, an affiliate of the Palm Beach Health Network, is committed to delivering high-quality care to the communities they serve. Their award-winning physicians and specialists provide a level of expertise that has resulted in regional firsts and outstanding patient outcomes. For a physician referral, call 866-654-2362. To learn more about the Palm Beach Health Network Physician Group, visit pbhnphysiciangroup.com, pbhnphysiciangroup.com, to get in touch with the Palm Beach Health Network Physician Group.
Today's tax tip is brought to you by Anshin Accountants and Advisors with Robert Gilman, partner and leader of Anshin's Real Estate Group.
Under the One Big Beautiful Bill Act, 100% bonus depreciation has been permanently reinstated. Real estate businesses are now able to immediately expense the full cost of qualifying property. Even projects with millions in improvements can benefit from first-year expensing without any spending cap. At Anshin, a partner-owned firm since 1923, we strategically guide real estate businesses through these legislative changes to help them develop a long-term investment strategy and boost cash flow. If you're a real estate professional looking to enhance profitability and minimize tax liabilities, let Anshin deliver value where others can't.
For more tax tips from Anshin, visit Anshin.com. That's ANCHIN.com. Anshin Accountants and Advisors, helping you recalculate what's possible.
It's time to spill the beans, football fans. The 12th annual Bush's Boca Raton Bowl of Beans is Tuesday, December 23rd at 2 p.m. at Flagler Credit Union Stadium. Louisville, fresh off wins over playoff teams Miami and James Madison, faces Toledo, chasing a record third bowl title. Louisville versus Toledo. Scoop your seats now at BocaRatonBowl.com. The Bush's Boca Raton Bowl of Beans, December 23rd at 2 p.m. at Flagler Credit Union Stadium.
Hey, I'm Mike Slater. My dad passed away at the age of 63. It's out of nowhere. Had a stroke. Super hard, obviously, for the whole family, but my dad had life insurance. This is why I have life insurance for my family, for my wife and 4 kids. And the best place to get life insurance is ethos.com, because you can do it in 10 minutes. And there's no medical exam and no blood test, just a few health questions. Get life insurance in 10 minutes so your family is protected. Ethos, E-T-H-O-S, ethos.com/play.
Have you heard the story that's about a guy who lives in a bank that is really close by? The Capital One Cafe is his home, no doubt, where customers bank and get their cash out. There's no fees or minimums on checking accounts, so your money stays. Most Capital One Cafes are open all 7 days. This magical place, as some people might call it, is where the Capital One Bank guy says, "What's in your wallet?" Such a lovely tale.
Terms apply. See CapitalOne.com/bank for details. Capital One NA, member FDIC.
ESPN 1063 is your home for live sports presented by Hard Rock Bet, home of Inter Miami, Miami Heat, and the Miami Dolphins. Catch all the action and the biggest matchups throughout the week right here on ESPN 1063. Hard Rock Bet, it's Florida's official sports book. Try Hard Rock Bet now and receive up to $100 back in bonus bets if your first bet doesn't win. It's offered by the Seminole Tribe of Florida, must be 21 plus and physically present in Florida. Wager terms and conditions apply. Consider by gambling. Call 1-888-ADMITTED.
Anajar and Levine.
Call 1-800-747-FREE. That's 1-800-747-3733.
ESPN 1063.
WESP Jupiter, a Good Karma Brands radio station. Live from the Anajar and Levine Accident Attorney Studios.
The man your man could smell it.
Theo Dorsey is theoretically speaking.
But are you a different animal and the same beast?
Streaming live on YouTube.
You're gonna break up with me because of what I do on the radio?
Here's Theo Dorsey.
Mike Rizzo filling in for Theo Dorsey. That's Christian Cat, as always, behind the glass. Him and I are theoretically speaking today on ESPN 1063. You can stream us live on YouTube at ESPN South Florida, Twitter/X at ESPN West Palm. Same thing goes for Facebook at ESPN West Palm and 1063 on that mighty radio dial. Now, Christian, if I need to get a quick snack, if I need to get a, as I call, a guzzler, maybe a freeze, where am I going, partner?
Glad you used the correct vernacular with freeze, man, because I'm addicted to the freeze in all the best ways. You're going to Racetrack. Racetrack has whatever gets you going, whether you're in the mood for a quick bite to eat, maybe a more substantial several bites to eat because you are out late at night, everything's closed, you don't want to go home hungry, just stop at your local racetrack. That's exactly what I did last night. I was at the Optum Golf Channel games up in Jupiter, got a 95, put my GPS on for home, not because I needed to know how to get home, but because I needed to see which racetracks were on my way home. Found the racetrack, stopped inside, took advantage of their buy one, get one for $1 hot dog deal. And that applies to not just the hot dogs from Nathan's Hot Dogs, but also applies to their awesome tornadoes. Think taquitos, but even better than that. Got 4 of those. Buy one, get one, $1. Buy one, get one, $1. Went to the fountain drink. Wasn't in the mood for a frozen treat today. Instead, went with the classic Hawaiian punch, but the options were pretty much, it felt like endless at that racetrack that I got off on Blue Heron. And I had myself a night. It was quick. It was simple. It was easy. I saved like $3 on my $7 meal because I'm a Racetrack Rewards member. Put my phone number in, got $1 off my drink, saved a bunch of money on the treats. That's what you get at Racetrack. You get whatever gets you going, and you get it for cheaper, whether at the pump or inside with the snacks and the drinks. Racetrack has whatever gets you going. They were fueling the entire high school football season. I could not get down to West Boca, up to Vero, west to Glades without Racetrack. I like Racetrack because they support our local high school football teams. Racetrack, whatever gets you going.
Folks, when you're out and about, need a tasty treat, make sure you go to Racetrack. Speaking of being out and about, let's do the get around.
The Safebound Get Around is brought to you by Safebound Moving and Storage, South Florida's most trusted moving company. You're safe with Safebound.
Well, Mike, here's how the Safebound Get Around goes. I bring us to destination. I conduct the Safebound Get Around. We get off at your stop, and then we find out what's going on and what's the story in this city. And it begins...
Next stop.
In Seattle. It's the Seattle Seahawks hosting the LA Rams at 8:15 tonight on Amazon Prime. For the first time ever, we have two teams that have 11 or more wins playing on Thursday Night Football. We alluded to it earlier in the show. The Rams got the better of Seattle in their first matchup in Week 11, where, Sam Darnold was held in check. What do you anticipate happening in the second game these two teams play this year?
It's got to be the Rams. I have so much more faith in Matthew Stafford, the MVP candidate. It really is the battle of ghosts for Sam Darnold. Christian mentioned the first time, or rather 2 times ago, Darnold faced off against the Rams, threw 5 interceptions in a playoff game. Well, let's rewind back to November 16th of this year in Week 11, threw 4 interceptions. Darnold has 0 touchdowns and 9 interceptions versus the Rams the last 2 times these teams have played. That can't happen. Now, it is at home. You give Seattle a little credit there. It is at home. My best guess is Stafford and the Rams figure it out, and they probably go into the playoffs as the number 1 seed and the team to beat in the NFC. We talked a lot about this in the first segment of Theoretically Speaking, Mike Rizzo filling in for Theo Dorsey. We talked a lot about it. And these two teams are probably the odds-on favorite to win the Super Bowl. You go to our good friends at Hard Rock Bet right now, these are the highest. These two teams have the lowest odds to win the Super Bowl. Christian and I love Buffalo, but other than that, who are you going to bat for? The Eagles? Why? Because they beat the Raiders 31-0? Stop it. Denver? Everyone tells me Denver is phony. At some point, we're going to have to realize that they're a pretty good team and a dangerous team at home. But to win the whole thing, I probably am going to lean with the winner tonight. And Christian, that winner is the Rams. What's next?
Next stop.
We are going to Oregon. Why? Got a college football playoff game taking place there on Saturday night. It's the Oregon Ducks hosting the Dukes of James Madison. And the spread is kind of what you expect when you go on a Hard Rock Bet. Over a 3-touchdown favorite are the Oregon Ducks. And now if you break down the talent discrepancy even further, when you talk about 5-star players, Oregon has 6 of them on the roster. James Madison has 0. 4-star players, Oregon has 52. James Madison has 3. Anyone 3 stars below or even unstar recruits, JMU has 109. Oregon's got 51. Now, many people are talking about this talent discrepancy and are using it as ammo for what they think should occur, a separate playoff for the group of 5. Of course, this year, it was kind of a tough pill to swallow to see 2 different group of 5 schools enter the college football playoff. Notre Dame left out, Vanderbilt left out, Texas left out, insert maybe your favorite school left out. Do you think there should be a separate playoff for the group of 5, or should we let it roll and let these group of 5 schools have a fair chance at raising a national championship trophy in the air come January?
There's no need to play this game. But I'm a Big Ten honk, and so are you. So, it's hard to ask me that, being, with my affiliations to my school. It's hard. I'm a Big Ten man. I don't need to see James Madison lose by 3 touchdowns, and they will lose by 3 touchdowns. I don't need to see Tulane lose by 30, 35. We did that already in the regular season, 45-10. I'd much rather have seen Notre Dame go on the road at Outson, and I'd much rather have seen Texas go on the road in the SEC to Ole Miss. Believe those are the 2 teams, off the top of my head, shooting from there, but believe those are the 2 teams left out. Yeah, I'd much rather see those games, but I understand it. You can't always get what you want. I get that, but there is no reason to see these teams lose by 3 touchdowns. Can JMU or Tulane make me eat a crow? Maybe. Maybe they can. But I did want to bring this up because you mentioned, Christian, Can they be the pride of the group of 5? Listen to what happened here. So a few days, this is Ross Dillingham on Yahoo Sports, all right? A few days before number 11 seed Tulane's first-round playoff game against number 6 Ole Miss, a man who has a store that is affiliated with selling Tulane gear had 3,000 orders alone for sweatshirts and T-shirts with the Green Waves motto, which we can't say on the air because it's not PG, but like people, like it doesn't matter if they lose by 40 points. Tulane is always going to remember getting to the college football playoff. JMU is always going to remember the season where they went from the beautiful Boca Raton Bowl down here. Now, the Boca Raton Bowl, in my opinion, is better than the college football playoff, but they went from the Boca Bowl to the playoff in a year. They're never going to forget that run that they went on. I get all that, but do we really need to see a slaughter on national television at 8 o'clock on Saturday night? Probably not. And as a Big Ten stan, I lean we should have put Notre Dame in and we should have put Texas in. I do.
Yeah, I think that excluding the group of 5 from the playoff while also expanding it would be better football, but I think it would kill group of 5 football.
Actually, let me reset. Not Texas, Vanderbilt. Wouldn't you want to see Pavia go on the road to Ole Miss?
Be interesting. I would like to see that.
Next stop, Christian.
Next stop.
Let's see. Where do you want to go? Where do you want to go? Where would you want to go? We're going right here to South Florida. We're going to take a trip down I-95, maybe the Turnpike if you put it into your Google Maps and see where the traffic is. We're going to Miami Gardens, and we are going to the Dolphins locker room. Tua says he was disappointed to learn he was benched, but added, quote, "It's something out of his control." Do you think Tua Tagovailoa will begin as the starting quarterback for any team in the NFL again before his career is through?
This is tough because he could easily be the starter for the Dolphins next year. I'm going to say no.
Whoa,
I'm going to say no.
Writing him off.
I'm writing him off. I'm there, but I'm there with the whole thing. Zaz said something interesting. He says he thinks McDaniel's going to come back, but I don't want McDaniel back. Well, why the hell are we bringing McDaniel back then? Why? Why? Why the hell are we bringing this guy back then? No one wants this guy back. Why? Because the owner, the owner got rid of the GM that hired him. I'm the Christian. I don't want to do the show we did on R&R yesterday at the Panthers, but guys, blow it up. Blow it up. I like what Zaz said about cutting him and eating the contract. It's a lot of dead cap, but who cares? Move on. I think the Dolphins will win more football games without Tua on the roster next year, and I think they'll win more football games without Mike McDaniel on the roster. There are...
Next stop.
Granted, I said Tua's done. He's never going to be the starting quarterback entering a season. Christian, there are a lot of bad quarterbacks in the NFL that are currently playing right now, so maybe. I'll give you a maybe, but my best answer, if I had to give it definitive, is no. Next stop.
Next stop.
We're going to Duval County. Jacksonville Jaguars got a pretty darn good football team. They're on a roll right now. Trevor Lawrence played the best game of his career statistically in the past week. Well, according to FS1's First Things First, Kevin Wildes, I don't care.
We are 1-1. We basically scored the same. But the Jags are 1-1 against the Texans. Can I tell you something about the Jags? What? Like most of America, I just don't care. See, that's at all. I'm sorry, I just don't care. You think most of America is pining for more?
Do you care about the Jacksonville Jaguars, Mike Rizzo, or do you perceive, like most of America, you don't care?
Remind me that gentleman again who said that?
Kevin Wildes.
Okay, Kevin Wildes, I completely disagree. The Jags give me hope.
Okay.
I like the Jags story because they give me hope. I root for a miserable franchise. I'm hoping my team can have a similar turnaround like the Jags. The Jags, granted, Colin Russo of Russo and Rizzo, the diehard Jag fan, all right? He reminded me they upgraded the offensive line and got about 2 pieces in the secondary. Other than that, it's the same team from last year. Look at what good coaching has done. This league is Colin says all the time, I completely agree. 70% coaching. Really is, guys. Look at the bad teams right now. Look at where they're at. And and the horrible situations that the organizations are in, it gives me hope as a team who roots for a pooper. I love the Jags, so I'd love to see the Jags go on a run. I remember when the Jags went to the AFC Championship game. They got dismantled by the Patriots in the second half.
They led in the second half. They led in the fourth quarter of that game. They didn't get dismantled. That's a bad word to use. They lost.
They got dispatched in the final quarter of the game. Is that fair?
By definition, yes.
Okay.
They got dispatched from the NFL playoffs.
Okay. And I was a fan of Bortles. You want to know my favorite quote from Blake Bortles? Blake, what would you be doing if, you weren't an NFL quarterback? I don't know. Probably working construction, ripping cigs. It's when we were in college, too, and we were smoking RCs. What's next, Christian?
Next stop.
We're going to Cincinnati, Ohio. Greater than or less than the city of Cleveland, Ohio, Mike?
Less than, but I'm biased.
Okay. Well, I think what's definitive to say is they've got the best quarterback in the state of Ohio, college, pro, or do you guys have an XFL team there or a UFL team in Ohio?
Not anymore. Uncle Byrne used to run the Gladiators, but that's not a thing anymore.
Best quarterback in the state of Ohio is probably Joe Burrow, right?
Right.
Well, here's what he had to say in terms of his future with the Bengals.
In your mind, where you're not the quarterback of the Bengals next year?
I can't see that, no.
Have you ever thought about the possibility of not being the quarterback here during your career, or?
You think about a lot of things.
When you look at quarterbacks over the course of their time, great ones, Peyton, Brady, you kind of have to understand that you never know what this league will bring. And what did you learn from watching how their careers unfolded?
Yeah, a lot of crazy things happen every year. Micah Parsons got traded right before the season, I think this year. That is something I hadn't seen in a long time in the NFL, so crazy things can happen.
Crazy things can happen when asked about the possibility of playing somewhere else in his football career. Not very strong committal to Cincinnati. Strong-arming it. He's kind of sad. Really could see he's playing meaningless football right now for one of the first times in his NFL career. He got hurt. Last week he was alive until week 18. And he's looking doom and gloom. Could you see Joe Burrow getting traded?
So Mike Tannenbaum said something. And I completely agree with him. Mike Tannenbaum said, we have a situation here where this could be an Andrew Luck. It does not sound, and for the record, I covered Joe Burrow in high school. Had a relationship with him at WOUB, but regardless, know Joey pretty well from back in the day. All right, before he was a big star. I've never seen him act like this. It's something.
Was he a big winner in high school?
Oh my, yeah, dude, Mr. Ohio. He was
Okay.
Mr. Ohio, and obviously he went to Ohio State, and everything worked out in his favor, where he went to LSU and had one of the greatest college football seasons of all time, and then went to his. Dude, this is a hell of a player. The Bengals really know how to ruin somebody. Is that just not remember the situations we were talking about before the year of, Trey Hendrickson's upset, Jamar Chase is upset, T. Higgins is upset, the rookie they drafted to replace Trey Hendrickson is upset, and now Joe Burrow, unless he's not talking about Pokemon cards and how much he loves my guy Blaziken, he doesn't care about anything. Tannenbaum also said he needs to go on a beach for 3 months. He needs to do whatever he loves doing, and that's clearly not playing football right now. My heart's out to Joey right now, man. I hope he figures it out soon, and I hope he gets the hell out of Cincinnati. We don't like seeing it, that carnival team anyway.
Next stop.
We're going to Frisco, Texas. Any guesses why?
Frisco. That's not where A&M is it?
No.
That's College Station?
Yeah. Frisco, Texas, there is a college football game going on tonight. It's the Xbox Bowl, where you've got Arkansas State taking on Missouri State. Kickoff at 9 p.m. Mike, the Xbox Bowl sounds pretty good to you. What would if Bush's Baked Beans were off the table, because the Pokeballs got it, and you couldn't pick Bush's Baked Beans? what would the Mike Rizzo bowl game title sponsor be?
This is easy. It's the Pokemon Bowl game.
Oh.
We bring the training cards on. Do you want to get people in the seats? You bring a couple free packs of training cards and some of those plushies, all right? And I guarantee you'll have a line out the wazoo to get into the bowl game.
All right, give me some more activations with Pokemon. How do we incorporate? Is a trophy, a Pokeball?
Well, you could also do a competition. I mentioned to you that I was famously a battle away from going to Japan in the Central Illinois regional.
So instead of the Dr. Pepper chest pass competition, we're doing that at halftime?
It's going to take a long... we're going to be there a long...
You can't do it in a halftime,
But
no?
what I'm saying is it's happening while... And I know we want people watching the game. Maybe it's like 2 hours before you do the semifinals, all right? So you do that. Christian, people love the plushies. Like, Pokemon is so much collector items. Like me, I collect the games and I play the games. My mother threw out about $100,000 in cards, and I haven't had the kind of will to get back in it. And after seeing some of these videos in the Pokemon trading card and community, I'm okay on it. We had a situation here in West Palm. I forgot to send it to you on Instagram. It was a fight. Police had to show up. No names, please. It was a fight.
Wait, who are we protecting? Their identity or the location
I'm protecting
of the fight?
the location of the place where it happened.
Tell me in my ear real quick, and I'll react on there. Okay. Mike's got a connection to this place.
So
Goodness.
I didn't want to shot, but Christian, a fight. A kid showed up there saying, like, they finally opened the doors, and someone shows up saying they were there since 6 in the morning and tried cutting the whole line. And finally, some guy had enough, put him in a headlock. Police were called.
So, I'm someone who is wrongfully nostalgic to the heyday of Black Friday, when people would be lining up outside the superstore and mowing down employees and stepping on 8-year-olds in order to get the new toaster oven.
Shouldn't
Doesn't
be
happen
laughing.
anymore
We
because
should
of online shopping, where Black Friday essentially starts on November 1st in 2025. But Pokemon's got that social fabric that keeps it alive of fighting for stuff on shelves.
Here's the thing. You only can get a select amount of cards. Like, each person is only allowed 2 packs when a new promo drops. Christian, have you seen the evil people at Walmart? I'm not kidding
they
here.
clean the shelves into a duffel bag.
But here's the thing. The workers at Walmart are involved on it, and they're getting money kicked back on it.
No way.
Yes.
It's an inside job.
Dude, I can't believe you've never seen these videos on social media. A guy shows up on a new promo to the Walmart that just got released, the cards, and he was trying to get cards for his kids. He shows up, he goes, "So that's all you?" He goes, "Yeah." He goes to grab one that hasn't been runged up yet. He goes, "All right, let me take 2." And he goes, "No, they're all mine." He goes, "They haven't been runged up yet." It turns into this whole thing. Then the workers come over, and there were pictures of the Walmart employees talking to the guys in the parking lot, who then went in and cleaned the shelves from all the... So,
wow.
Dude, it's a serious racket. Pokemon cards... Christian, I told you, I had a collection that was $100,000. My mother threw it out when I went to college and to Ohio State. I came back, I fell to the floor. I fell to my knees. I couldn't talk to my mother. I love my mother. But she thought, she goes, "You're too old for that." I tried to explain to her that we could have had $100,000, Ma. We could, and now she understands. Hindsight 2020, she finally saw this stuff on the news years later that you're selling all these Pokemon cards. My mother is sick to her stomach about it. But, I can't get back into it. I can't, because I don't want to be sitting at a GameStop. I did it. Regardless, it was a GameStop where the kid got held in the chokehold. But sitting at GameStop waiting for a promo and having some guy saying there, he's been there since 6 a.m. and watching a guy put him in a headlock. I'm all good on that. Folks, you want to know where no one, I'll tell you what.
No one's getting put in headlocks at the South Florida Fair.
Do you want to know who's not going to put you in a headlock? That's our good friends at the South Florida Fair. Ahoy, mateys. The South Florida Fair invites guests of all ages to set sail on an exciting adventure with the 2026 Party with the Pirates. Unleash your inner pirate with a variety of activities, you scallywags, entertainment, fare, and food, and attractions inspired by the legend of the high seas, including the legends of Frozen Cove, ice skating show, the pig races, those little scallywags, those piggies, and Acadabra. Visit southfloridafair.com for more information and event schedules, including bike night, South Florida Fair parade times, and classic rock tribute band competitions. Tickets are on sale now at southfloridafair.com or at your nearest Publix. That is southfloridafair.com, or get your tickets at the nearest Publix. We're coming right back. Theoretically speaking, Mike Rizzo and Christian Cat, your scallywags on ESPN 106.3.
Live from the Anajar and Levine Accident Attorney Studios. Anajar and Levine Accident Attorneys. Call 1-800-747-FREE. This is ESPN 106.3.
Whether it's a clutch touchdown pass, a game-winning dunk, or an impressive dash to the finish, we want to highlight the best performance of the week. The winning performance will receive $500 courtesy of Baptist Health Orthopedic Care. Catch the biggest moments and winners all season long on ESPN 106.3 and ESPN West Palm Play. Nominate them today by emailing highschool@espnwestpalm.com. Baptist Health Orthopedic Care. Welcome to being treated like a pro.
Pig Beach Barbecue on 2400 South Dixie Highway is ready for football season. With the best video walls, big screen TVs, and audio system in South Florida, it's the best place to watch all the games. Enjoy all their incredible barbecue, burgers, signature sandwiches, beers, and cocktails as you cheer on your favorite team. And with the NFL Sunday Ticket, you can be sure they will always have on the game you want to see. Let's kick off this football season right at Pig Beach Barbecue on 2400 South Dixie Highway.
Hi, I'm Michael Manzo, owner and founder of Manzo's Italian Deli, and
Stop, Dad. After 20 years, people are tired of hearing your voice.
Yeah, and your lame-ass commercials.
Fresh prosciutto, mozzarella, outstanding.
Oh, please.
There's only one reason Manzo's is voted #1 deli in Palm Beach County for 20 years. Our mother.
She makes sure you prepare everything from scratch using only the freshest ingredients.
Manzo's Italian Deli is located on Palm Beach Lakes Boulevard, right next to Rain Dancers.
Is that a strip club?
No, it's a steakhouse. Manzo's is open weekdays from 8 to 5 and offers free delivery. So stop by or call 697-9411. That's 697-9411.
we also specialize in hot and cold catering for corporate functions and special events.
Just ask anyone who was at my last birthday party.
The countdown to kickoff is on, and the road to the national championship runs through Miami. Don't miss the ultimate New Year's Day celebration. The college football playoff quarterfinal at the Capital One Orange Bowl kicks off at Hard Rock Stadium on Thursday, January 1st at noon. The Capital One Orange Bowl. History happens here. For tickets, visit orangebowl.org.
As teams fight for their shot to hoist the trophy, make sure the only thing turning up the heat is the action on the field. Keep your home in the win column with EDS Air Conditioning. Qualified customers can score 0% interest for 60 months on a brand new AC. Hot streaks belong in the postseason, not in your living room. With more than 800 Google reviews and a 4.8-star rating, EDS has been the trusted MVP since 2006. Visit EDSIsYes.com today. Stay cool through every playoff moment and don't sweat the small stuff.
A resort destination beyond compare, yet conveniently close to home. The Breakers Palm Beach offers everything you desire with the service you deserve in a breathtaking oceanfront setting. Immerse yourself in unparalleled seaside glamour and enjoy all the Breakers has to offer as you create lasting memories with those who matter most. The best part, you don't have to travel far to feel worlds away. Visit thebreakers.com or call 1-800-BREAKERS today.
This is the story of the one. As an HVAC technician, he and his digital multimeter are in high demand. So when a noisy office HVAC turns out to be a failing blower motor, he doesn't break a sweat. With Grainger's easy-to-use website and product information, he selects the product he needs to keep everything humming right along. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
My name is Whitney Allen. I am a widow. My husband, Ryan, died. We never thought in a million years we'd have to use life insurance. The unexpected happened. With Ethos, it is so fast and easy. It's 100% online. You can get a quote in seconds, apply in minutes, and get same-day coverage. No medical exams, and you can get up to $3 million worth of coverage through Ethos.
Get your free quote at ethos.com/game. That's ETHOS.com/game.
Time spent on application may vary. Online health questions required.
Colin, have you checked out Vitacost Sport Certified Marketplace?
Vitacost? I love Vitacost!
Right? It's a full online sports marketplace. Over 500 performance products from trusted brands like Vega, Thorne, Vital Proteins, and Muscle Milk, all free from banned substances.
So no guessing, no label scrubbing, just clean fuel to train harder and recover smarter.
You got it. And don't forget, save 20% with code ESPN20 at sportcertified.com.
Fuel clean, train smarter. Try Sports Certified by Vitacost today.
Snowbirds, welcome back. Time to trade your coats and hats for swim trunks and sunscreen. And get your home ready for company. Before the family arrives, make sure your home's water is in top shape. Hard water and hidden minerals can leave spots on dishes, dull your laundry, and dry out your skin. Not exactly festive. Schedule your free water test today before the holiday rush. Culligan will make sure your water is as clear and welcoming as that ocean view. Visit Culligan.com or just say,
Hey, Culligan!
The countdown to kickoff is on, and the road to the national championship runs through Miami. Don't miss the ultimate New Year's Day celebration. The college football playoff quarterfinal at the Capital One Orange Bowl kicks off at Hard Rock Stadium on Thursday, January 1st at noon. The Capital One Orange Bowl. History happens here. For tickets, visit orangebowl.org.
It's time to spill the beans, football fans. The 12th annual Bush's Boca Raton Bowl of Beans is Tuesday, December 23rd at 2 p.m. at Flagler Credit Union Stadium. Louisville, fresh off wins over playoff teams Miami and James Madison, faces Toledo, chasing a record third bowl title. Louisville versus Toledo. Scoop your seats now at BocaRatonBowl.com. The Bush's Boca Raton Bowl of Beans, December 23rd at 2 p.m. at Flagler Credit Union Stadium.
Live from the Anajar and Levine Accident Attorney Studios, Theo Dorsey is theoretically speaking. Streaming live on YouTube, here's Theo Dorsey.
No Theo Dorsey today. Mike Rizzo filling in for Theo. That is Christian Cat behind the glass, and a fellow Ohioan is in the ground.
What's up, sir?
All right, he is on the grounds here
That's how you
at
pronounce
ESPN West Palm, Ohioan.
You got it wrong.
I botched it.
Oh my God!
I was going to let him slide.
I botched it.
C-Cat had to call you out.
It's Ohioan. I botched it, Christian. But regardless, Todd Fleming, the executive director of the Cognizant Classic, is here. Now, Todd and I, we hashed out what happened in the Big Ten Championship. We don't need to go there, thankfully. But Todd, what you need to tell me about is the beautiful event, the Cognizant Classic. Obviously, this is my first time being a part of the segment here at Theoretically Speaking. I absolutely love it. We had such a great time at the COG last year. Tell us all the great things that you guys are working on, that you got, coming up for us, and kind of where we're at with the tournament right now.
Well, first of all, it's good to be back with everybody. Good to be here with my brother from another mother from Ohio.
Absolutely.
So good to have that. But we're doing a little something odd today. It's Thursday, right? So we're in the house for that. But let's talk Cognizant. We are 67. And if for those on YouTube, I'm doing the 6-7.
There you go. You have kids clearly.
I have
you have kids clearly.
Clearly. 67 days away from event week. So it is here. I was out at the course earlier today. The rain that has been coming through is very beneficial for the golfers out there. The rough is very lush already on the Champions course. But let's talk a little bit about experience. Those that are following us on socials, which there's quite a few, we released today a new hype video about the bear trap and put the first piece of information out there that Friday and Saturday is almost gone. And so there's probably less than 100 tickets left for either day. So you need to get out there. And if those are your days that you're going to come out and support and watch a little bit of golf and take in the bear trap, those are the days that are going very, very quickly. So we need you to do that right now. Actually had a lunch today too. So on the partnership front, you guys drink Munyon's Paw Paw?
Ooh, I've heard Theo's a big fan of Munions.
Oh, Munions and the gentleman Joe and Paul that are the founders, operators of that. Had lunch with them today. We are working a deal again to have them back. So
nice.
It's going to be a lot of fun, not only in the Bear Trap, but we're getting some really good local brands that are going to come out and help us deliver. And then earlier today, too, we put out the information. Earlier this week, we put out the information around TBC Corporation, who is our official transportation partner. They've helped us kind of reimagine the transportation, the fan enhancements of what that fan transportation does. So we've put all that information out this week. So, 67 days away from event week, everything is in full motion. We just need people to continue to buy and show up and support the event.
And boys, and everyone listening, the food was fantastic last year. Stopped at about 5 different places. I could not stop eating. So be on the look for the great cuisine, too, coming up at the Cognizant Classic in the Palm Beaches. Well, Christian, it's time to play Who Missed the Cut with the executive director.
Well, can we, before we do this, real quick, maybe this has been talked about today, but I was watching TV last night. We had a nice little golf event in town, and I saw CCAT.
Hang on. You didn't tell me this?
What?
That you were on television last night?
Rizzo.
You went Jumbotron on me last night?
Rizzo.
He was Jumbotron last night?
He was on the national broadcast almost more than the golfers.
Yeah.
Just pull up video. There should be a whole page dedicated to CCAT at the Optum.
I apologize. I was unable to watch the event. Colin Russo and I were at the Panther game for our remote. It was a late night last night.
Yeah.
But Christian Cat was on. You're telling me the Cat was all over the coverage last night for the golf event?
Yeah.
All over the coverage.
Sometimes
like,
when you
Christian,
have the right
you were that fan that everyone's going, God, that kid, who is that guy? Who is that guy? He's in everything.
And by the way, kudos to him because he knew exactly where the camera was and where to position himself to be on camera. And he had his phone up. So the videos that he has of the camera watching him as the camera was really
Is he watching the camera too,
no,
Todd?
He's
okay,
watching his phone.
Honestly, someone should have grabbed my collar and got me out of there because I was the only person directly behind the golfers while they're doing the 14
hold
club
on.
challenge.
I call that somebody that had a game plan, stuck to the game plan, and executed it flawlessly that I wanted to be on TV.
So Golf Cat was Marlin Man last night.
Yes.
He was Marlin Man just in the...
And by the way, Marlin Man was here this week for another event, the Berkey, that was held at the Breakers.
Did you get invited? You got invited to that?
Oh, yeah.
Fair play to you. I've been trying to get into that thing for years. Todd, Grant, I've been here 2 years. I did not get the invite 2 years. And Theo looked at me and said, Riz, it took me 5. So year 5, I was expecting the invite to the Berkey.
Well, I got the invite.
But he was
one
there.
hell of a time.
And Marlin Man was there.
But Golf Cat is a new term as it pertains to golf in South Florida and televised golf events in South Florida.
Yeah,
well done, my friend. Well done.
You can see it on YouTube right now, ESPN South Florida, behind Luke Clanton when he was trying to hit his driver 155 yards into the wind, make more like 170 yards. And I was directly behind them the entire time. I got some good shots on the phone. At CCAT Sports, if you want to follow
that's
them on
what
Instagram.
I want. I want the video from your phone because you were in prime position. That's incredible.
By the way, that's at CCAT Sports, baby. I wish you'd change it to Golf Cat, but I know you won't.
All right.
But
I digress.
Yeah, I did. Fun event, though. You liked it, huh?
Yeah, I liked it.
Yeah.
I think the golfers did, too. I mean, it's, any time that we get a chance for the golfers to really show their personality, I think it's great for the game of golf. And certainly for all that stuff to be happening here, the Skins game, the Optum Challenge, all of the things that are going on, that is just amplifies what we do with TGL and amplifies what goes on at the Cognizant Classic in the Palm Beaches and what's going to happen at the Cadillac Championship in Miami. South Florida has obviously always been the place for golf. Now it's starting to happen in some of these fun events as well.
Now I'll tell you what, my guy Todd has a hell of a golf swing. Have you seen Todd? He could play.
Yeah,
Todd's got some game, dude. He's got some game.
Bushes. We didn't know it was the Bushes Boca Raton Bowl of Beans golf outing, but I saw him. Just one tee shot I saw of Todd. I haven't seen a full round of his. We're still trying to coordinate our match.
Well, I played pretty good off the tee on Tuesday at the Berkey. Wouldn't say that I necessarily putted great. Let's just put it that way.
Is there a similar style? There was an A-list celebrity list of people that were at that golf tournament. Does that rise the pressure level or no?
I played with Gary Sheffield.
Really? Okay.
which was
best
great.
batting stance in the history of the league, man.
And I mean, just a great hang as well. Good conversation. Florida guy. From Tampa area, still lives in the area. So he's over here a lot. So we agreed to maybe get together again at some point.
Nice.
But no,
Is it more pressure playing with really good players or really famous people?
I got to tell you, more for me is probably the golf course. Right?
Okay.
If it's a new golf course and obviously one that is considered elite or special to get on. If I haven't been on it before, that probably amps up the nerves a little bit.
Yeah, for a lot of
more
people,
than playing in front of anybody.
For a lot of people, they see the bear trap coming up on the scorecard and they're kind of shaking a little bit.
Yeah.
Not for Todd though. That's
No.
a Tuesday
No.
for Todd.
The best was our first year. So obviously, Russo and I call Todd our guy because he is our guy. Yeah. But Todd's our guy, and we were giving him a little crap at the first Bush's Boca Raton Bowl of Beans golf outing. And not necessarily me, but Colin was like, oh, dude, you're going to shake. Dude, he went right dead, right down the middle and just winked at Colin, did a little twirl, and that was it. I said, all right, Todd's got game.
Todd's
got game,
I got
bro.
a little Italian in my background.
Yeah, you do.
The quietest guy in the room is the most dangerous person
Little
in the room. So you don't have to speak all that much.
Yeah.
You just kind of lay in the weeds and let things happen, right?
It's a good paisan right there. It's a good paisan. Listen, let's do Who Missed the Cut because we got a couple of college football items to talk about this weekend.
It's beyond hard to watch.
4 will enter. 3 will survive. It's time for Who Missed the Cut? Presented by the Cognizant Classic in the Palm Beaches. Teeing off February 25th at PGA National. Get your tickets today at thecognizantclassic.com.
All right, Todd. So out of these teams, it's the teams this weekend that are hosting games. So Oregon, Oklahoma, Ole Miss, and Texas A&M.
Yep.
One is not going to make the cut. So let's start with Oregon. That is coming up on what is that? That's this Saturday at 7:30. It's going to be the nightcap. Todd, by the way, competing directly with Bears and Green Bay. I still wish the NFL, I've been complaining about it all show. I wish the NFL would just stay on Sunday for things like this and give us college football. But regardless, I think Oregon makes the cut. I do. I think out of all these teams listed, I think Oregon has a good chance of being a champion. Now, we are picking the team, Christian, that has the worst odds. The team that is going to miss the cut is the team we do not believe as a championship contender.
3 of these higher seeds that are playing this weekend. We're not talking about the teams that have the bye. We're talking about the home teams this weekend.
Yep.
4 are entering our, theoretically speaking, Who Missed the Cut segment. And 1 will not make it to the end. And that 4th team, like you mentioned, Rizzo, is not close to being a championship contender compared to the other 3.
Yeah, I think you're right, Rizzo. I think Oregon's got to advance, right, for a couple reasons for me. One, no offense to James Madison, but this is a big stage. And to travel cross country, play a night game.
They got a bye week.
Yeah, well, but
3 touchdown dog. I mean, dude.
I just don't think we can argue.
No.
Oregon makes the cut.
Let me ask you this: Christian asked me this earlier in the show. Would you rather have this been Notre Dame or Vanderbilt, or are you okay with Group of 5 teams getting it?
I'm torn on this because I think there's something fun to be said about non-traditional teams making it from time to time. We see that a lot in the March Madness version of this. I think as it pertains to American football, you got to go with the big names, big universities, big markets, particularly if they've been decent all year long. So I would have probably liked to see Notre Dame or Vandy here in this spot. I'm happy for James Madison, but I would have probably went bigger.
Yeah,
school.
you're a Big Ten man.
I was going to say, good for Vandy for getting the big name label. In the past couple of years, you probably wouldn't have said that until
when your
last
quarterback's
year.
out there causing a ruckus, and you've pulled some upsets over the last couple of years. You've earned the right to be called big campus.
If you're getting Manziel comps as a Vandy quarterback, you're changing something.
I didn't like what the young man did with the signs at the bar. It's all right, he's drinking. You could celebrate. You can have a good time with women, the whole thing. But it's like, the sign. You don't have to have Indiana,
There would be more
blank
intrigue.
Indiana on there.
Well,
that was
guys,
a Bush League move.
You got to understand my rationale. Vandy is also a West Palm Beach campus. right? And for the future. Vandy is building a secondary campus here in West Palm Beach over the next several years.
I didn't know
I'm
that.
going to see some Commodores,
So
Christian.
we are a Vandy town. Let's just put it that way. So their campus is large. It goes from Nashville to West Palm Beach. So it's pretty
Todd
pretty
Fleming,
large.
Buckeye man and Commodore man now.
All right, so Mike, you're saving Oregon. The way we do this is we go around the table. We gave you honors. We gave you the tee box.
Fair.
Because you're the guest on this segment.
I'm saving Oregon. I'm going to save the Ducks. And if I could take it a step further quickly, I think they win against Texas Tech. Listen, I appreciate Texas Tech the season they had and their good defense. How good is their defense, though? I think we're going to find out a little bit in that Oregon game. I'm not sold on a Big 12 schedule, Christian. I like Oregon to get all the way to the semifinal game, probably against Indiana and or Alabama. But
the baton is passed to Todd, who has to choose between A&M, Ole Miss, and Oklahoma. Which of those three teams is probably the top dog?
I am taking the cop-out and taking the easy one here. I'm taking Ole Miss.
Okay.
Playing Tulane. I'm going the safe and easy route. Even though they've gone through, obviously, the coaching change and the regime change at the top, I think the continuity is on the field, and I think those players are going to rally around each other, and they will advance to the weekend. So Ole Miss is my pick.
All right, so now the baton's passed to myself. We talked about the top seeds in this weekend's games for the college football playoff in the first round. Todd said Ole Miss has a good chance to win a national championship compared to the other three. Mike, you saved Oregon. Now I got to choose between A&M and Oklahoma. And I'm not going to make this decision as a dictator. I'll open up the opinions for both of you to influence it. That's not how this works here. I'll allow you guys to voice your opinions. I personally, like Mike, like Miami in that game, even though it's at Kyle Field.
Yeah.
And I also like Oklahoma at home against Alabama in the Friday night game of the college football playoffs. They're 1.5 favorites at home, and we saw Oklahoma beat Alabama. Alabama the past several months has limped to the finish line. They were in a dogfight against Auburn late. They got destroyed by Georgia in the SEC championship game. And then their most recent game between those two against a team playing FBS football was Oklahoma, which they lost.
Mm-hmm.
I
like Oklahoma in the first round, and I like Miami in the first round. So
I think it boils down to quarterback play. Where I think you're going with this is, to me, it boils down to we got two quarterbacks at Miami. Again, I know I'm going a little bit off the script here because A&M is who we need to talk about.
You're fine.
Miami's quarterback and Oklahoma's quarterback, which version of them are we going to get in these games, right? If we get their A game, then I think you could be very spot on that Miami walks into College Station and just puts on a show. I also think that if we get the right version of Oklahoma's quarterback, he's pretty Brett Favre-ish. He improvises. He's fun to watch. And if he's on with the rock and they can protect him, then I think they have a strong chance to advance. I know where I'm going to go with this, but I want to hear what Rizzo has to say.
I like what Todd brought up about the quarterbacks. What version are we going to get them? All right. John Mateer, are we going to get the John Mateer who struggles with red zone opportunities? We do the Lou Groza Award down here. We were at the Groza Awards. Tate Sandell, the kicker for Oklahoma, was there. Why? Because he's kicking a lot of field goals. All right. Field goals aren't going to win. You aren't going to win games in the college football playoff kicking field goals. So I like what you brought up about. Listen, he was a good kid. By the way, great kid.
I met him at Quantum House. It was
great kid. He'd probably anyway. Another day. Mateer, though, if you're going to get the Mateer that's scoring touchdowns that you saw at Washington State and before the injury, I think Oklahoma's going to be fine. As far as Beck, I've defended Beck at every step of the way this year. The Louisville game sucked. The 4 interceptions, he was the reason. The SMU game,
inexcusable performance in that game.
The SMU game for me boiled down to another Mario moment. The flag of the late hit when the whistle was blown for about 5 minutes. So could Beck have gotten a couple more first downs and end the game? Fine. But I think Beck's on a revenge tour a bit. He shaved his head. I don't really like that.
Buzz cut. Not eating the ball.
He's ready to go.
He's really thinking about it. But Todd, I think another perspective of this is Mateer and Beck have a chance to make a lot of money. And what I mean by that is if they play well in the college football playoff, it's going to improve their draft stock.
In a draft that doesn't have a lot of great QBs.
Right.
So this is going to matter. These QBs that are fighting for that position and fighting for the. I think you're right. It's going to boil down to if I can perform, my stock just rose and money just went up.
I think we get rid of A&M.
I think you're right, Mike.
I think
that decision has been made. We've come to the consensus. The council has spoken. I apologize. You have a good fan base, a good stadium, a good college town, to be honest. But Texas A&M, the Aggies, we
got to stay in South Florida. South Florida's advancing. Let's
Agreed.
go.
Agreed.
It's
Now,
you missed the cut, Texas A&M. You are not a true championship contender. And I continue that with they got to go through, if A&M does get past Miami, which we don't believe is going to happen, you got Ohio State, and then you got, if chalk happens, Georgia versus, for Oklahoma, it's Indiana, and then if chalk happens, Texas Tech. I kind of like the path more so for Oklahoma as a championship contender than A&M.
Yeah, agreed, aligned. I think we made the right decision.
I do too, and we'll see. Like Miami's never, we had Jonathan Zazzle on Voice of 305 earlier saying they've never seen 100,000 fans. Might be something there. Now, Todd, before we take a time out here, where can we look up tickets for the Cognizant Classic in the Palm Beaches? Where can we find more information about what you guys got coming on here in a couple of months?
Yeah, you can visit our website, thecognizantclassic.com. All of the information that's is out there for available tickets. And again, things are open for a day. They're open for a couple days. We just need your support, whatever that means to you, whether that's coming out for a day on a grounds ticket, bear trap. We're looking at some of the hospitality that's still left and available. We need your support, but thecognizantclassic.com is the place to go.
Folks, before we take a time out here, you're going to see a lot of pros over at the COG. I want to welcome you to pro-level orthopedic care at Baptist Health. From sports injuries to everyday aches, our expert team delivers the same advanced care trusted by the pros. Get back to life and the activities you love. Learn more at baptisthealth.net/ortho. That's baptisthealth.net/ortho. Welcome to be treating like a pro. We appreciate Todd Fleming, the executive director of the Cognizant Classic, joining. Todd, we'll catch up with you next Thursday, all right?
Thanks, guys. See you.
We're coming right back on ESPN West Palm.
Celebrate the most wonderful time of the year at the Gardens Mall. Santa has arrived and is available for photos during all mall hours now through December 24th. Make a reservation today at whereissanta.com. Don't forget to swing by the Kids Corner Holiday Shop to let the kiddos pick out gifts for their favorite people. All proceeds benefit the Arc of Palm Beach County. For your shopping convenience, the Gardens Mall will be extending their hours during the holiday season. Visit thegardensmall.com for the full schedule.
Calling all sports fans, grab your MVP card and head to Duffy's where you can catch all of the action. Not an MVP? Sign up for free and start earning rewards today. Duffy's is voted the best sports grill year after year with their award-winning burgers and wings. Don't forget about Duffy's famous 2-for-1 drinks all day, every day. And with over 80 TVs in every location, you'll never miss a minute of the game. Visit Duffy'sMVP.com to learn more. Duffy's, our game is always on.
To help those who want to be helped, but may not be able to afford it.
That's what PGA Tour winner Grayson Murray had envisioned for a foundation before he sadly took his own life at just 30 years old. His parents channeled their grief into creating the Grayson Murray Foundation, carrying out his vision to help those struggling with mental health and addiction. To donate and learn more, visit GraysonMurrayFoundation.com.
It's the year-end sales event with the Ford crew.
It's sales event time, Sam.
Temperatures are dropping, but the deals are just getting hot.
Time for our annual Ford Holiday Gift Guide.
Oh, yeah.
Hard to go wrong with great deals on trucks and SUVs from Ford, America's all-time best-selling auto brand.
Don't forget the first rule of holiday gift giving, Hank.
What's that, Sam?
Always remember to treat yourself, too.
Well said.
Based on Automotive News Almanac historical data and industry-reported sales data from 1909 through 2024 CY.
Live from the Anajar and Levine Accident Attorney Studios, Theo Dorsey is theoretically speaking. Streaming live on YouTube, here's Theo Dorsey.
Folks, I got to tell you a little bit about the Boca Bowl. It's actually now called the Bush's Boca Raton Bowl of Beans. And right now, we have our teammates here. It's like one of those crossover episodes. You know, listen, can I nerd out? I'm a big Star Trek guy. It seems like, the people from Deep Space Nine are coming on over to the Next Generation cast. But we have a lot of team members here from Good Karma Brands because we are going to help put on the beautiful Bush's Boca Raton Bowl of Beans. It is Louisville and Toledo. You can get your tickets by going to BocaRatonBowl.com/tickets. That's BocaRatonBowl.com/tickets. And also, if you are one of the first 2,000 people to bring in a can of Bush's baked beans, you will get into the bowl for free. So, get online, BocaRatonBowl.com/tickets. That is BocaRatonBowl.com/tickets. The Bush's Boca Raton Bowl of Beans. It is now time to do our Baptist Health Injury Report.
My leg! I am not angry. I am in pain. My leg!
Time now for an injury report.
My head and torso! Wow, that's crazy. They hit me everywhere except my legs!
Presented by Baptist Health Orthopedic Care. Go where the pros go.
My leg!
Mike, I'm looking at the injury report for the Los Angeles Rams, who play tonight against Seattle Seahawks in Thursday Night Football. Matchup of two 11-win teams. Who's the favorite goal line target for Matt Stafford and the Rams? Who would you say?
It's got to be their pickup of the offseason, Devontae Adams.
Well, bad news for Rams fans. He is listed as doubtful due to his hamstring injury. He is listed as doubtful for that game, reported by John Boyle of the official team site. He missed Tuesday's walkthrough and Wednesday's practice due to a lingering hamstring injury and a new knee issue, which will probably force him to miss tonight's game. How big of a deal is that for Rams fans?
I think it's a big deal, but the good news is you got Nakua. Atwell has played well as of late, too. You're still going to have weapons. You got great backs right now with Williams and Corum. I think the Rams win this game. I do. I said all show long, these are the two best teams in the NFL. And according to our good friends at Hard Rock Bet, the two favorites to win the Super Bowl. So we're in for a treat tonight. The first time two 11-win teams face off on Thursday Night Football. Well, folks, you hear that music. That means it's time for us to go. But don't go anywhere, because I'm coming right back with Russo and Rizzo. Christian Cat will be behind the glass as well. This has been Theoretically Speaking on ESPN 106.3.
Victory belongs to Inter Miami. All season long, Inter Miami pushed for greatness, and they delivered. As the official sports medicine provider of Inter Miami CF, Baptist Health has been there through every moment, every challenge, every surge of heart and grit that led to this unforgettable win. South Florida celebrate because greatness was demanded and your team answered. Baptist Health